Hi there, super friends. Welcome to Wednesday. I apologize for not leaving you a message on Monday, but as you can hear, my voice is slightly sultry, a little bit froggy, and I had no voice on Monday. I'm not sure why. I'm not sick, at least not in any sort of traditional way. Maybe my throat chakra needed a little work today, in the last couple of days, and that's what's happening. I'm definitely allergic to something, and so I think that's affecting it, but not sick, so I'm feeling fine. I just don't sound particularly fine. Anyway, I am on a limited time schedule today. We've just moved out of Maycember in the lives of my children. So we just had a very large, busy May. And I've had lots and lots of house guests, and now we are moving to and toward summer vacation. So my son has a half day today, and he'll be getting home from school here soon. So I'm going to get started pretty quickly here with our message. I think we're going in the direction of love today, which caught me by surprise, but I'm here for it. I'm here for whatever spirit shows me, whatever you show me we need. So, yeah, so we'll see where it goes. I can tell you that what I got at the very beginning, um, well, let me say this. So we're going in the direction of love, but if you are not somebody who might be moving toward a direction of love, I want you to know that anytime I am mentioning love or relationship, we can also be talking about business partnerships, we can be talking about friendships, and we can also be talking about self-love. And I don't want you to forget that part here. That part feels particularly important and potent to mention because not everyone is here for love reading, certainly not in my realm, but it kind of came through today. So maybe some of you who I don't know so well are contemplating relationship or contemplating something new or contemplating deepening something or deepening your self-love. So in whatever shape that takes for you, please do remember, please do keep in mind to take what is for you, leave the rest behind. Don't try and fit yourself into something that's not here for you. And we'll see where we go. I'm going to close my eyes here and I'm just going to start talking. So, the first image that came through was that of a cave. And you all probably know by now that I am a um, devotee of Mary Magdalene. And so at the end of her life, after Jesus's crucifixion, she went to the south of France. And it's reported that she lived her remaining years out in a cave. And so I was transported at the beginning of my meditation for us into a cave. And I could see the crack in like the fissure of the entrance. It wasn't like a grand entrance, so there was just like a little shaft of light. And I came into the cave and I just sat, which is what I was shown to do. I sat down in the cave and I allowed the fissure of light to just kind of illuminate through me, but it didn't project to the back wall of the cave. So it wasn't a very big and spacious cave. It was somewhat narrow. The air was really still, and it felt like an invitation into stillness. But there was also this feeling of, and I guess I must have heard this. Ooh, sorry, my cats just started wrestling on the bed next to me. Um, I heard cave of the heart, or your this cave is a heart. And then I noticed that the fissure, the way the fissure was, I could see like shadow on the wall, and it was forming this heart shape with the fissure of light sort of coming down in a crack around it. And it was shadow and light, so it wasn't like bright light coming through. It was a shadow heart with a lighter shadow fissure. And we were sitting in the cave of the heart. And the message that I got here from sitting in the cave of our hearts, the feeling was to come all the way inward. There were two things. There was one was this feeling of someone's, many of you, and it's interesting that I got an image of a divine masculine rather than a divine feminine. So do with that what you will. I feel like most of my watchers are feminine, but the kind of the lead character in this imagery, I thought it was me, but then it wasn't me. It was a divine masculine. It was a male. But if you are not male, if you don't identify as divine masculine, please know that we all have masculine and feminine inside of us. And so it may just be that your more masculine part, your more masculine half is coming forward in this cave to be held, to be worked with, to be noticed. So whether you are divine masculine or this is the divine masculine in you being activated, the feeling was this the energy was to come into the cave, to come into the sanctuary of your own heart and be here, be as still as the air that was in the cave. And I just suddenly thought, I'm not recording, but I am recording. I don't know where that came from. Um, Maybe I need to check. No, we're good. Okay. Sorry about that. I just got this like something's not right memo, but I don't know what it is. I thought it was here. Anyway, coming into the cave, being still in the cave, allowing yourself to get still. And what I saw is someone who has isolated themselves, has sort of shut the world outside off. And it doesn't feel like a negative thing. Sometimes we close ourselves off from the world and cut ourselves off and like go into sort of a hermit mode. And this had that feeling of hermit mode, of intentional. I am closing off the outside world to really examine what is deeply here for me in my heart space. And it was beautiful. The air was still, the heart was being illuminated, and we were being invited to be quiet and turn inward inside our heart space. From there, I was shown an image of the 10, well, actually, I think the song came first. So I heard the song Lay It Down, which at first I was like, is that Curtis Mayfield? Lay it down, let it go, fall in love. And then as I was hearing it, I was like, oh no, that's Al Green, which I was like, oh, we're really going to love today. If I hear Al Green, it's like, okay, it's sexy music time. But again, that might not be true for you. And that's not necessarily what I'm saying here. I am telling you that I heard Lay It Down and I knew we were moving into what is very likely examining an intimate relationship. But again, it can be you examining an intimate relationship with yourself. It can also be a soul bond. It can be a friendship. It can be a business partnership. So I'm leaning toward love because of Al Green. Um, but, that's just me. Maybe Al Green means something completely different to you. But I saw almost in conjunction with somewhere between deciding whether it was Curtis Mayfield or Al Green, I saw the 10 of Wands from the tarot, which is the traditional Rider-Waite image is of a man. Again, this is why I keep going to the divine masculine, with 10 long rods on the back of his neck, on the back of his back. He's like leaning over, trying to carry the burden. And so the burden, laying down the burden, I think is where I was being led toward. So for some of you, your heart is feeling really burdened. You're feeling really heavy hearted. You're feeling like, ugh, you're carrying around the weight of the world. And it could be the weight of the larger world and all that's happening, but it can also be the weight of a relationship. Maybe you're in the wrong relationship, or maybe you're feeling burdened by your singleness. Whatever it is that is happening for you, this is where I was being shown that you are there's a burden right now that we're being invited to lay down. And for some of you, you've been carrying this burden for your whole life. For some of you, we're talking about patterns. We're talking about, again, ancestral wounding, which has come forward here in the last number of readings. We're talking about old ways of being. And for some of you, it's also that productivity piece that we talked about last week, where like I'm just like so overwhelmed by Maysember. I'm so overwhelmed by trying to produce all the time. We're being invited to lay down the burden. So that's the traditional Rider Waite deck. And the image that I actually saw was from the Light Seers deck, which is actually a woman. And I think she's on like some sort of pachyderm. I don't know if it's an elephant. It might not be an elephant. I can't remember what it's on, but she's got packs and she's got her wands and she's carrying her burden as well. And we're just being invited to put it down, to see what's here in our heart, to surrender it, is turn it over to the divine. If you're not ready to surrender it fully now, to just lay it down long enough to really get quiet and to really come into your heart and see what's here for you. The next image, again, going back to, we're talking about love here, I received was the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is, at least the way I read the Two of Cups, and different readers will read it in other ways. And by the way, I did not draw these cards. You keep showing me tarot images, so I'm just going with it. Two of Cups. Two of Cups is for me the soulmate, the divine companionship, the two sides of the tree of life, the masculine and the feminine coming together. Again, it doesn't mean a man and a woman. It can mean two men, it can mean two women. We're just going with the divine masculine and the divine feminine coming together. Two of Cups, we are being invited to examine a partnership of some sort, or a partnership with yourself. Are you honoring? Are you being true to yourself? With that image, though, with the image of the card came this image of a mirror. So as if we were looking at a partner, looking at another person in the mirror, like eye gazing, soul gazing, so that the images were coming together. I don't know. There used to be at the Exploratorium in San Francisco, this piece of equipment where you could sit down opposite someone and your faces would blend together. And that's kind of what I saw. So it started out as a mirror, and then the two images came together to this little exploratorium magic thing. And you see in the mirror a combined image of your faces. And I don't think anybody is actually combining faces here. I think we're being invited into partnership. We're being invited into recognizing that we can know ourselves alone in the cave, and we can be the lone wolf in the cave examining our heart. But the message that I received was the only way you are ever truly going to know yourself is if you allow yourself to be mirrored, to be both witnessed and mirrored by another, so that you are not in danger of losing your sovereignty by blending together. But the feeling was that mirror between the two, where we get to actually see who we truly are, to see what our hearts are truly capable of when we allow ourselves to be mirrored by another, to come together and to be mirrored by another. Just want to see if there's anything else there. Yeah, just coming back to, if you are not someone who is considering a partnership, considering a business partnership, considering a friendship, considering a soul bond, know that this is this message can still very much be for you, because you are being invited to look inward and see and mirror yourself. The heart chakra, to ferret on the tree of life, it's the sacrament of marriage, but it's always marriage to ourselves first. So there's something there about the hermiting and the cave as well, about going to the cave, about staying in the cave and really learning who you are, but knowing that you're never truly going to know yourself in love until you come to connection with a soul bond with a partner, and they mirror back to you who you truly are. The next part that I saw was actually kind of fun. It was the image of pigs flying, which I take that, for me, for those of you who know my life in real life. I am not partnered. I am single, and I've had quite a journey in trying to find partnership, and I almost hold, or I have held. I'm working on letting it go, but I've long held the, oh yeah, I'll find the perfect partner, my person when pigs fly. And so I saw the pigs flying and I was like, oh, is that for me? Maybe it is for me. I don't know. I also heard, which has been a theme here as well, expect miracles. And so there's this feeling of really allowing yourself to dream big, to hold the frequency of yeah, pigs are gonna fly, like, pigs are flying, and I saw them there. It was more than one pig, it was like pigs, they were all flying, and I heard expect miracles. And so the feeling is very much that if you are looking for partnership, if you are contemplating partnership, if you're contemplating love, like, you're not gonna get it doing the Dana thing, which is, yeah, when pigs fly, but you are more likely to get it when you're like, look, the pigs are flying. And so inviting you into really holding the frequency of the pigs are flying, expect the miracles. Like, it is, if this is your time, it is your time. But we need to hold that frequency. We need to hold the belief that pigs are flying. You can expect miracles. Now is the time. Everything is lining up, everything is coming together. It's time for you to step out of your cave now and allow yourself to be mirrored, allow the pigs to fly, allow the miracles to be enacted in your life. And as that was happening, I could feel in my own nervous system, like, the the feeling of like, nah, nah, that's not true. And I don't know if that was my skepticism or if that was the collective skepticism. I'm calling myself out here at every turn. But you're going to be invited into the, nah, that's impossible, no, it's not possible, and back to the old ways, back to the cave, back to the old patterns. But each time you are being drawn back toward the cave, drawn back toward the old patterns, we're being invited into the, nope, nope, not this time. Pigs are gonna fly. Pigs are flying. I expect miracles. Pigs are flying. I expect miracles. And holding the frequency of the miracle, holding the frequency of it's happening, and let it happen instead of going to that old place of doubt in your nervous system, instead of going to that old place of like, nope, it's just me in the cave by myself doing my thing because I am not here for love, or I have not been able to find love, or love has not been for me. I'm gonna stop there for a moment and just listen. Yeah, with that pigs flying, so it's funny, I'm just getting that now. I didn't get it when I was sitting in meditation earlier, but with that image of pigs flying, there is, the card that comes through is the Page of Cups, which means that there might actually be an incoming offer. Sorry, my nose is itchy. An incoming offer of love. Um, Someone might be reaching out to you. Someone might be calling or texting, um, writing a letter. People still do that. I do have a few people in my life who still write letters, but not many. Um, there may be an offer of love coming through, and that you are being invited to hold that frequency of okay, well, pigs are flying, pigs have flown, pigs are flying, here's that offer, which tells me that it might be like an offer from someone whom you've interacted with in the past, someone for whom your heart might actually still go pitter pat, even though you think maybe it shouldn't, um, or something that a connection that you forgot about or let go or released. Like the pigs flying might mean that that is coming back into your life. It also might be someone new. Um, but someone not so new that your heart no, that's not true. I just got corrected. So, yeah, it could also be from someone new, someone that you don't know or have not known, who will be stepping forward with an offer of love. And it doesn't mean love. It could mean like, let's go on a date. It could be like, let's go talk about maybe starting a business together. Let's start something. It's like it has that feeling of new beginnings. Um, and it might seem like, because it's a page, it's just a little page, it might seem like a very small investment, but with those pigs flying, so just like, hey, let's go grab a coffee, or it's not like, hey, let's get married next Tuesday. It's much smaller than that. It's like, hey, let's feel this out is the feeling that I have here. Um, but it's coming in and it may feel small, but the fact that the pigs are flying and we're expecting miracles allows me to hold it in like larger, like a higher vibration, a higher frequency. So I don't want you to dismiss it like, oh, it's just coffee. Like, no, like let the pigs fly for fuck's sake. Let it be big. Let it, and I'm just hearing like, but don't let it being big sabotage you. So there's also that. So if you are someone who will self-sabotage if it's anything more than coffee, okay, fine, let it be just coffee. But I don't the bottom line is I don't want you to get small. I don't want you to narrow yourself. I don't want you to make it small. I want you to allow it to be as big as you can hold. Maybe that's the way to put it. Let it be as big as you can hold and don't diminish it, because we're believing in miracles, we're expecting miracles, and pigs are going to fly. The last piece that came through, sorry, I'm just listening. I also just got a little dizzy. But I think that's something else. I think that the dizziness is something else. The last piece that I saw was the card of the Hierophant, which has a lot of different meanings. And if we're going on the trajectory of like someone is coming in with an offer of love, it could definitely mean that someone is coming in to offer you not just love, but a serious commitment. And that could be the pigs flying. So that image came forward, but underneath that image of the Hierophant, which can also mean like patriarchal dogma, it can mean like stuck in the old ways of doing things, stuck in the patriarchy, stuck in the old system. There was an invitation to go back to the cave, to go back to that first image of coming into the cave of our own hearts. And if it's not a commitment that's coming through, if it's not like something that feels oppressive, because I did also get that feeling. I can sometimes get the feeling with the Hierophant of like somebody is offering you a commitment, but it's going to like kind of like hold you tight. It's going to like keep you bound in a certain way. Um, to release that feeling of the dogma of the patriarchy, of sort of the negative connotation of the Hierophant, I was shown that cave, which tells me now also that we are being invited to listen as this offer comes through, to listen to ourselves. If you are the one who might be making the offer, by the way, because that might also be you. You might not be on the receiving end of the offer, though that's what I saw. You might be on the offering end of the offer and hoping that pigs will fly. I want you to know that you are meant to listen to your heart, to go back to that cave, to tune in deeply into your heart center for your truth. Because this is where all of your love actually lives. All of your love stems from inside of you. All of your divinity stems from inside of you. And this is where we want to move from. So that Hierophant could be commitment. It could also be like kind of the feeling of restriction. Maybe some of you are feeling like constricted or restricted by the idea of a commitment, which is preventing you from making the offer or preventing you from accepting the offer. But we're being invited to hold that frequency of pigs are flying, expect miracles, and I can trust my own heart to know if this is right for me or to know if it's not. And I'm going to be quiet for a moment to see if there's anything else that wants to come through. But I think this may be it. I feel complete here. I'm going to just take a look at my notes and see what we have. I think I might need glasses because apparently I wrote little. Sometimes my handwriting is big and sometimes it's not. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's what I have. If you want some homework, it's to go listen to that Al Green song. It's actually a really fantastic song. And I will see you back here on Friday. I'm going to try and record a message for Friday tomorrow because Friday, as part of end of the school year, we have a school picnic. So I will not be home and I will be with my kids. So hopefully I will get to a message for you for Friday tomorrow. And I will see you all here. Thank you so much for staying with me. Like, share, subscribe, comment below, come find me in whatever way you know me and ask me questions. I'm here for it. I'm just so happy to have a voice and to get to be here with you today. Thank you, thank you, thank you.